everybody, welcome to Rosie's Tips. I am so sorry we have a glare because of the sun, and I kind of put the blinds up so the sun doesn't bring that glare in. Today I'm making pizza. So on the video prior I showed you guys how to make almond milk, which came out really delicious. And again, it's Saturday. I make my videos on Saturday, but I sometimes post them during the week on a later day. So hopefully I'll be able to post this one quicker. And I have a lot going on here. I'm making pizza today, raw vegan pizza, and it's really delicious, very healthy for you as well. So I have a lot of things going on. I'm gonna start making the sauce for the pizza. Then we're gonna make the cheese. Then I'm gonna make a ground meat topping for my husband. Of course, it's not gonna be meat, but I'll show you guys when we get to that one how I'm gonna make it. I have my toppings and I have my portobello mushrooms back here that are cleaned and ready for the pizza. So this pizza is crustless. So no crust, but we are going to use the portobello mushrooms for it. So let's start with our sauce. Now, these sun-dried tomatoes, I've soaked them overnight in water. And this batch that I bought is not very salty. Sometimes they have like low savory taste when they're really good savory tomatoes. This batch has like thick skin, so I wasn't very happy with this one that I bought. So I'm using the last of it, and hopefully I could get some better ones next time. So we're going to make the sauce for our pizza. So we're going to start with 1 cup of really packed drained sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to put that in there. And we're going to put about, I would say, 2 tablespoons of cherry tomatoes, organic, very sweet cherry tomatoes. That's why I'm throwing that in just for extra flavor. About a teaspoon of Himalayan pink salt. Usually I'll use half a teaspoon, but since these tomatoes are not savory, I'll put a teaspoon. 1 tablespoon of seasoning, Italian seasoning, and I added some dry basil, dry rosemary. I added some all-purpose, organic all-purpose seasoning, dry seasoning that I get at BJ's. I love it, so I just added that to the 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Okay, then we're gonna add 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder and garlic onion. You again on this you could use the fresh garlic and the fresh onion if you like, but since this is kind of like a quick putting pizza together for a Saturday, I'm just using the powder. And since I have a lot of things going on as well, and I'm using the Nutritional. So, and I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of cold distilled water in there, just a bit. I don't want it really runny. I just wanted enough moisture in there to blend in the tomato, because this pizza sauce cannot be runny, because then I have to drain it in the strainer, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to blend this, and I'll be right back as soon as it's done. Okay, all done with the sauce. I had to take it out of there, shake it a couple of times, put a little bit more water in there, and eyeball it until I got that good pasty tomato sauce. As you can see, really pasty. And I'm going to taste it now. Let's see what that tastes like. Oh, yummy. Very good. You guys might add a little bit more salt, but it's really good like that. I'm actually glad that I added the whole teaspoon of salt, because the Himalayan salt, because my tomatoes weren't that savory. So this is really good. Perfect for the pizza. So we're going to put this aside. Now we're going I'm going to make the cheese for our pizza. So I'm going to start with 1 cup of soaked cashew nuts and drained. So you just need to soak these. Oops, lost one in the water over there. So you just need to soak these for about 45 minutes to an hour, not too long. Maybe even less than that. So we put that in there. And we are going to put about a 4 teaspoon of, it's called yeast, nutritional yeast. And I'll show you guys the box right now. Put that in there. And about a 4 teaspoon of Himalaya pink salt. We are going to put the tomatoes, the sun-dried tomatoes, about 3 pieces for color. Just to get that cheesy color too. Oops, still have some salt left in there. Get that out of the way. And we're going to put a little bit of cold water also. Just so it'll blend and mix good. You guys could eyeball that also. So this is a nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is basically, they make it on molasses, and it ferments on molasses, and then they scrape it out, and that's nutritional yeast. It's really healthy and full of a lot of minerals that our body needs that we don't get from just eating raw fruits and vegetables. It's gluten-free, and it has a nutty flavor. So anytime we make any type of recipes that you require that cheesy, nutty flavor in it, definitely use the nutritional yeast. It has tons of minerals. I can't even name them all, but it's delicious. And let's see if I could read. B12, it has B6, so mainly all our B. It has some calcium, some iron, all our B vitamins, and some of our amino acids for protein. So it's really, really healthy, and I like it. It's gluten-free. You can find it at Whole Foods. So we're going to put that aside, and let's blend this cheese for the pizza. Okay, so it's done. I blended that pretty well. I didn't have to add anything or open it at all once. So let's see what that looks like. And it's very creamy. So I'm going to get a spatula and take that cheese out of the sides. And let me taste it also, because usually it comes out good. But just in case, I'll give it a taste. Make sure it doesn't need anything else. Oh wow, that is so delicious. Maybe a little bit too much salt, so next time I'll try a little bit less salt, but oh wow, really nutty and cheesy. So we got the cheese ready for our pizza. We're going to put that aside. Oh, that is so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how I make my... Let me just clean my counter out a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how I make my husband's ground beef for the pizza toppings, since we try not to eat meat and any kind of meat products. So this is a great alternative. I don't put this on my pizza because I like to stay as raw as I can, but for him I use this when I make I made some videos on making enchiladas, and I use portobello mushrooms with nuts for the filling, but you guys could substitute with this. Now that I discovered this, it's a lot easier. So what I do is I buy this at Whole Foods, and it's called Bob's Red Mill High Protein TVP. And how I found out about this, and it's a vegetable soy, dry soy, vegetable dry soy. How I found out about this, We just came back from a trip from Vegas not too long ago, and we went to this raw food restaurant. It's owned by Stacy's Chef, and it's in Fremont Street. It's a little area called the Container Area, and it's basically shops and restaurants that are made out of containers, and it's such a trendy little nice area to go. And we went there, and Chef Stacy has the most delicious juices, like fresh fruit juices, and also a lot variety of vegan raw foods that you guys could get. It's not just all raw, so it's a lot of vegan, but it's so delicious. I asked her when we had this, my husband had it on nachos. It tasted just like ground beef. Shocked. I was like literally shocked that it tasted so much like ground beef, and it wasn't ground beef, that I had to ask her what it was. And she was so gracious that she told me the recipe. And so this it's so easy. Basically, I got about half a cup of the high protein Bob's Red Mill gluten-free mix, and I put half a cup in it, and about a fourth cup of warm luke water, and you're just hydrating the dry product, so it's very moist, and it has like a sweet texture to it. I mean, the texture is just like ground beef, but a sweet taste to it. So this is what I put in to season it. I put about half a teaspoon of chili powder, and I use the chili ancho, so it's not very spicy. It depends what kind you buy, whether it's spicy. About half a teaspoon, no, I think it was 1 teaspoon of the all-purpose organic seasoning. And you could use any seasoning you guys have. Excuse me. Went down the wrong pipe. About a 4 teaspoon of cumin. You need that cumin just to get that flavor. A 4 teaspoon of Himalayan salt. A 4 teaspoon of garlic powder. A 4 teaspoon of onion powder. Put all that in there. And let's mix that up. So you just basically mix this up, and the reason we put the chili powder, or any type of taco seasoning that you guys might prefer or have, but the chili powder is what makes it a little bit, because of that ground beef pinkish brownish color that you would have. And mix that in very well. You want to make sure it gets in everything, and it's a little. Okay, so I mix that in very well. I'm going to taste and see if it needs anything else. Perfect. Oh wow, delicious. So I want to show you guys what it looks like. It looks just like pieces of ground beef. It's really, really good. And again, it's Bob's Red Mill High Protein TVP. It's a vegetable soy that you use instead of ground beef in all your dishes. So I'm going to put this aside. And what we're going to do, we're going to start assembling our pizza. Yeah, finally. So what I have here is all the toppings. I have little, diced sweet peppers. You can use green peppers, any type of peppers you want. I use the middle of the stems from the portobello mushrooms, and I dice those up for mushrooms. I have some green vine tomatoes because they have a lot of flavor, and I just diced up some red onions. Again, you can use any type of veggies or toppings that you guys prefer to use. And here is our mushrooms. And let's get our cheese toppings and our tomato sauce. And we're going to assemble these pizzas. It's very easy, very delicious recipe to make. So we're going to start. So first, before I assemble, let me show you guys what I did. I scraped the flesh, the dark flesh from inside, tore the stem off and diced it up. And I just kind of trimmed the sides of the portobello mushroom, rinsed them really good, set them on a towel to dry. And that I'm going to assemble the pizza now. So let me get a spatula for the cheese and the sauce and a spoon for our ground beef. Okay, so first I'm going to start with, of course, our tomato paste sauce here, full of, oh, you can just smell the garlic. I smell the basil in here. It smells so good. And you just smear that everywhere on your pizza. Like that. Want to make sure you cover all of it because the mushroom is not going to have a lot of flavor. It's the mushroom just picks up the flavor of whatever you're using to dress it up with. Make a little mess there. Let me wipe that out. Okay. Now we're going to put the cheese. Just like you would make pizza and sprinkle cheese, except you're going to just smear the cheese all over it. Just like so. Try not to get red. So you can put as much or as little cheese as you like. If you have any left over, you save it for the next day. You can use it on tacos, if you make tacos with some lettuce. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to put my toppings. I'm going to put some tomatoes. Just like that. I'm going to put sprinkle some mushrooms on there, some bell peppers, and some red or purple onions. Actually purple, look more purple. And I want to show you guys, there you have it. Delicious veggie pizza. So this is just the veggie one. I'm going to go ahead and make the same thing but with the ground beef for my husband. So again, just the sauce. And now I'm going to put the cheese. I try to make the videos as short as possible, but sometimes they end up being longer, and I try to edit as much as I can now that I'm getting better at editing. There's the cheese, so now I'm going to put the ground beef for him. Again, you could season that ground beef any way you want it. There we go. And tomato toppings for him. He likes all the toppings. So his pizza is going to be a little bit more hearty. Mine's is going to be more light with the veggies. Some purple onions. They have such a sweet flavor. They're delicious. Some peppers, sweet peppers, mushrooms, and there we go. Veggie pizza. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're gonna enjoy our pizzas, and I'm gonna make some more for us to enjoy. And give me a like, thumbs up if you like the recipe, and please subscribe to my channel. I will continue to bring more recipes to encourage you to eat more fruits and vegetables in your diet. so you can stay healthy. Have a great day. Bye-bye.